saw your name and I'm asking like, Vijay, is he added it by mistake? What is this? I didn't see it last time, right, Vijay?
Yes, yes.
Then I thought, oh my God, here is Gus. So how cool is that? So wonderful to see you, my friend.
Oh my
I
goodness.
missed you.
You always. I wish I could miss you, but I can't miss you because you're always with me.
It's good to see you, though.
It's good to see you too, and I follow you. I will follow you wherever you may go.
Thank you.
I love you. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. How did we get so lucky? So, go ahead, AJ. Let's get your intro, baby. Go. Introduce our lovely guest.
But before that, can you hear us properly?
Yes, we can hear.
We good? Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay. Going up?
Yeah.
Here, no? Sit. Sit. Stay. Okay. Okay. So when Vijay asked about what? I forgot to bring water. When Vijay asked about what would you like to call this, what would you like to name this call? I said financial abundance. What if it's a choice? So when I say that it is a choice, what does come up for you? Anybody? Okay, so
why am I not choosing it? Why am I not choosing it? If it's a choice, that's an interesting this thing about the it's a choice. Okay, so it's not happening. I'm not choosing it. So am I wrong? Right?
Yeah. Yes. So then my question would be, what does abundance mean to you? What is abundance?
I was looking for a word about this. It's fullness. It's every molecule of your body. It's right. It's like it's global, but in inside of you. You know, so it's like not just shaking a hand. It's like everything participating. That's sort of like abundance. I was looking for a good word though for it, in addition to abundance.
Yes. So wherever it is that we look at nature, there is always plenty. And no animal sort of saves for tomorrow. It's now. It's always now. It is only us that think in terms of lack and limitation, isn't it? So my first question then would be, if there is so much of abundance all around us, and we are here because we think we do not have financial abundance, are we somewhere separating and cutting off from everything that is abundant? And if we are doing that, for whatever reason, shall we let it all go now, please? So the question then would be, are we waiting for something? This and that, and if this happens, then that would happen, and then that, if it shows up, and then I will. Is there any waiting? I'm waiting for an opportunity. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right age. Now is not the right age, or whatever it is. So everywhere that we have put a stop, we have blocked our own abundance because we are waiting to get perfect. I'm not sure I can do this. I will practice some more. I will get perfect. And then maybe then I will give it a shot. So everywhere that we have been unconsciously waiting, shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? For the most part, when I'm doing a call, I have only questions. And those who are with me, they know me. I have only questions, only questions. So thank you, sir. So wherever it is that we are not being ourselves because we feel we are short of something, whatever that something might be, shall we let that go now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, for and poor, colony in shorts, boys and any question coming up for anybody right now? Yes. Yes, Ruchika.
The only question is popped for me is that why is there a separation there? What is it that is separating the two? Or what is it that can bring the two into congruence?
Great questions. The fact is that there are different reasons, sometimes excuses, for people. For me, it could be like my height or the lack of it, or my age, or my upbringing, or my parents, or my children. I don't have time for all this. So if separation could be a choice, why can abundance not be a choice? Why can financial abundance not be a choice? So wherever it is that we have bought into this idea that money means you have to work, you have to really work hard for money, and without struggle, no pain, no gain, or any of these things that we grew up listening to. Do you think money grows on trees? Well, if you have an orchard and you sell the fruits, it does grow on trees for you, doesn't it? So everywhere that we have literally taken information and not processed it, where we have heard it and accepted it as real and true for us, shall we destroy and uncreate it now, please? Times are Godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, online shorts, boys and girls. So now, does it answer your question, Ruchika? Ruchika.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
And hopefully by the end of the call, because 45 minutes is not enough at all to talk about financial abundance, but we will try to do this. By the end of the call, maybe things might be a little more clear.
Yeah.
Emma?
Yeah.
So now, in order to have financial abundance, there has to be a level of commitment. Would you agree? Yes? Yes. So what are we most committed to? What is your commitment most to? Anybody? I am so glad you chose to sit with me. He said he would go up and he would listen from there.
Pretty sure why you want me to, but
I like it when you're with me.
Now, most of the time, the commitment usually isn't to ourselves, it is more to the fear, to the tomorrow, to the anticipation or the exasperation or the fear or the expectation of what is going to happen tomorrow or
Yes.
of others, to others rather.
Exactly. You said it, lady. You hit the nail on the head. So the question is, if you want financial abundance and it is going to be your choice, then wouldn't it make sense for you to be committed to yourself first and then committed to everything else? So wherever it is that there are concerns, more about others than about us, commitment more to others than to us, where we feel it challenging to even commit to ourselves because of our priorities. And then we go into conflict. Am I being selfish here? Am I doing this or that? And every conflict is going to separate us from what we desire. So all the conflictual universes that we have created with the energy that we were given to create financial abundance, shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shorts, boys and men. So when I talk about commitment and when I talk about being true to self and all that, I also have to bring one word to your awareness. Do you put a ceiling on how much you can have? I can't go beyond my mother, my father, my brother, my husband, my whoever it is. They would feel so bad. So everywhere, the abundance that you desire is on the other side of the ceiling that you have put, for whatever reason, a glass ceiling. Shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shorts, boys and men. Now then, very important. Do you believe that you deserve abundance? How many people go into, I'm not sure. Are you saying something, Sanjay? Or do you believe that you deserve abundance? Then whatever you think you can deserve, which you believe you deserve, shouldn't it be there? Because I do believe that I deserve abundance. Then how come it's conspicuous by its absence, or not as much as you would like to anyway? So wherever it is, while growing up, we were told that be deserving of this. You think you're deserving of this? Do you think so? Wherever it is, we bought into the concept of deservability. And on the one hand, we desire abundance, and on the other hand, we are not sure we really deserve it. If at all, that has been a subconscious point of view. Shall we let it go now, please? Yes. Good and bad, pot and popcorn and shorts, boy. So then we come to expectations. What expectations do you have of yourself, of other people? Not choosing this class. I expected more people. Expectations. How do they help us? Do they help us at all? Or do they limit us in some way? The expectations of ourselves and the expectations that we believe we have to fulfill because others have expectations of us. Shall we let it all go now? What lies beyond expectations? If you were to let it all go, would you then probably give the universe a freer hand to bless you with it? So everything that brings up, would you be willing to let it go? Your expectations of yourself. I thought I would do this. I thought I could do this. Now it is so many years since and look at this. And everywhere that we have allowed our expectations to run away with us and overtake us and go away someplace else. Shall we let it all go now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So my question also then would be, is there any fear about being financially abundant? The fear of taxes, the fear of people asking, and then I cannot say no because they know I have it. If I didn't have it, then I wouldn't have to bother about it. But I do have it. And if I say no to my friends, then they won't be my friends anymore. Or any kind of fear, known or unknown, conscious or unconscious, subconscious. Let me ask, is there anyone having any fear related to money? Yes. Yes, my friend.
I have. I still don't know if I can handle money.
Ah,
So I really like, if it is up to a certain amount, I'm very comfortable. Moment it starts going a little beyond it, I really don't know what to do, and then I indulge in like just giving it away or spending it in things. So that's how what to do to handle money is my fear.
you were blessed with a wonderful little boy who is now a teenager. Another life. It didn't, parenting doesn't come with a manual or a booklet. You handled another life.
Yes.
And handled it so well. It's a wonderful young person. And
Yes.
you wonder you can't or can handle money.
Yeah.
So everything
it.
that is, shall we destroy and uncreate it, please, sweetie?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And let me give you a secret, only you, okay, Tamanna, nobody else. If you make money an object,
Mhm.
a thing, when
Yeah.
you make it matter,
Mhm.
then there might be a possibility of like, oh my God, so much money, can I handle it? But when you look at it as energy, what is it? It is energy.
Yes, then it feels very light and abundant and very nice to have.
But isn't that what it is?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So everywhere we have tried to solidify this energy of abundance. So we are like swimming in that abundance. Like I always say, standing knee deep in the river, dying of thirst. Everything that is, shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? And then you said something so interesting. If it is a certain amount of money, I'm okay with it.
Yes, ma'am. Moment it goes a little above that, if it goes less than that, then I'm really jittery. I will not deny it. I do get back, and it's like I'm always at that level. It goes upper niche, but my comfort zone has set in, and that's something that really needs to get blasted down.
So see, I'll tell you what, okay? The moment it goes above that, you can give it to me. I'll keep it very safe.
Yes, sure. I will do that, Seema and Vivek.
Yeah, all of us can line up there.
Yes.
Vivek is actually his name starts with V. Okay. Mine with B. Think about it. Okay. Now this is where it gets really interesting. It is so interesting. I wish I had at least a couple of us to talk only about this. When you're asking for something more,
Yes.
and you don't quantify it, when you say that I'm comfortable with this amount, this is your comfort zone. Ask anybody if they are comfortable getting beyond their comfort zone, and they'll say, no, I'm not comfortable. In fact, they don't mind being uncomfortable in their comfort zone. It's not always comfortable to be there. But when you are asking for more,
Yes.
you are stepping from the familiar into the unfamiliar.
Yes.
You're stepping from the known into the unknown.
Yes.
You're stepping you're stepping from a limited amount to an unlimited amount. You don't know how much that could be.
Yes.
So is it really fear or is it excitement?
It's the excitement.
Uh-huh.
It is not the fear.
Everywhere that we have misidentified excitement as fear,
Yes.
shall we let it go now, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Right and wrong, good and bad, poor and poor, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And imagine that there is a friendly universe that wants to give you everything. You know, it is never about the universe wanting to be stingy with one and generous with another. So if we do not have the level of financial abundance that we would like to, is it the universe not giving it to us, or is it us not the energy, the space, and the consciousness to receive it?
It's at our level. It's
So
our level to receive it. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So everything that is for all of us, and even those who are not on the call, shall we clear it for everybody? Whether it is fear of having no money, fear of having too much money, fear of what that abundance would mean or not mean, fear of being left behind, fear of going ahead and then being eyed with green-eyed monsters rearing their ugly heads and being jealous of whatever it is that we have brought into this lifetime from any other time, space, reality. Shall we let it all go now, please? So, thank you, dearest. Cass, you don't know how nice it is to see you here.
It is.
It was 2013 that when I went for the first CF class, Cass was there. She's been my friend since 2013. Thank you, Cass.
Thank you.
So,
Magic number 7. Let it go. Go, go, go.
yes,
Clear.
let it go. Let it go. There is one energy, one of the energies that stop our financial abundance is fear. But there is one energy that if we were to have that in abundance, financial abundance would be our absolutely natural state. Do you know what that is?
Gratitude?
Yes.
I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. Because you have now cottoned on to the fact that I'm following the English alphabet. I always do. And people don't ask me why I do that. I do that because we learn the alphabet when we are in the kindergarten. We learn it when we are very young, 3, 4 years old. But we use it every single day of our lives, as long as we live. So if we get that in our heads, the concept that, alphabetically I'm going around it, we will never forget it. It will be as easy as following the alphabet. So what level of gratitude do you think you have to have that financial abundance, which is your desire? Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. How much gratitude do you have for yourself? That if you were to have that in abundance for yourself, for who you are, for the gift that you are, that again is G, okay? For the gift that you are, how grateful are you? And everywhere that you have compromised on being grateful for you, to you, shall we let it all go now, please? Yes? So that when you are that energy of gratitude, then you will have more to be grateful for. So everything that does not allow you to be grateful for you, because we were never really taught. We were never really taught that. We were only taught to judge ourselves, to make ourselves small and to diminish who we are. Don't get too big for your boots, okay? So everything that is, shall we let it all go now, please? So imagine you being the gift that you probably have not even unwrapped yet. Would you be willing to unwrap it now? So that when you unwrap that gift and see that incredible energy that is uniquely you, then every kind of abundance, including financial abundance, would be your birthright. Everything that doesn't allow that shall be destroyed and uncreated, please. I'm is a Godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So gratitude and fear cannot coexist. Gratitude and doubt cannot coexist. But can happiness and gratitude coexist? Do you like to spend time with happy people? Or do you search for those who cry and who curse and who whatever and say, like, I love being with these people? No. So, how happy are you that money should feel like, no, I don't care about the billions of people. I want to go to this person and this person. And I'll tell all my friends, you know what? This person is a really cool, happy person. Shall we all go to him, her? So, if financial abundance is something we desire, then happiness is that choice that is always there. Happy for no reason. So everywhere we need a reason to be happy. Shall we let it all go? Imagine of so many people in the world and we put it on Facebook and Telegram and Lord knows WhatsApp and everything. And imagine that we are here together. Isn't it incredible? The choices that we make. Okay, so was there a hand up, son?
No,
Somebody had put a hand.
that was a while ago.
No, here? No? Okay. So if happiness and joy is what money follows, then let's ask ourselves every morning, how happy am I and how joyful am I willing to be today so that more abundance could show up, greater than yesterday, greater than ever before, greater than in any other lifetime, would we then ask? So when are you most happy? Yes, Seema. Yes, Seema.
Ma, I'm mostly happy when I'm with myself, being myself, creating.
Yes.
I am very happy. And creation doesn't mean that I have to do something in particular about, even when I'm cooking. And if I'm just by myself, it's like I'm very happy. So that's how happy I be.
Yes. When Cass says when she's being herself. And so if happiness and money have some kind of a connection, wherever it is that there has been a disconnection, shall we repair it off, change it off now? Sometimes people say, like, how can I be happy when all of this is going around, whatever it is that is going around in the world? How can I be happy? What if you being happy is what will change that? What if you are the catalyst for that change? So do we have to have a reason to be happy, or can we just be happy? The happier you be, the more money you will have. So will you be happier? Yes. So we all talk about intentions. It's a big word here. What is your intention? Why do you want money? What is your reason? Do we have to have a reason or an intention, or do we have to have that level of integrity that I am creating more? The greater the abundance that I have, the more that I will be able to contribute. So my only intention is that I don't have any intention. My only intention is to show what else is possible. So everywhere the intention is to stay within this limit, don't go beyond this, otherwise this tax, that tax, also you will have to pay GST and everything. Shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? Okay. So if I said gratitude was that one energy that was an invitation for money to come, there is one thing that drives it away, that pushes it off, that makes it run away as fast as its legs can carry it. What is that? Yes, ma. Yes, Seema.
Ma, judgment, fear.
Judgment. Judgment is a big no where financial abundance is concerned. So how many of us can say like me, judgment, what are you talking about? I don't even know what that means. Do you have any judgment of yourself? Anybody? Do you have any judgment of money? Imagine judging it and then wanting it to come. Will it? So everywhere we are judging money for not coming, which is the reason why it is not coming, and which is the reason why it cannot come. What if the wall that is there between you and financial abundance is the judgment? It's like the Great Wall of China. So everything that is, shall we destroy and uncreate it, please? Any and all judgment that we have adopted from others, borrowed from others, stolen from others, taken from others, or created ourselves. Shall we let it all go now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So let me ask you another question, because I'm talking, you people are probably not getting a chance. What do you know? What do you know about yourself that you have never acknowledged? What do you know about money that you have never acknowledged? What do you know about financial abundance that you have hidden somewhere so deep down within yourself that you also don't know that it is there anymore? What do you know that you're pretending not to know, that if you were to stop pretending that you don't know it, would allow you to know it? And when you know it, you can be it, you can have it, you can give it, you can take it, you can whatever it is with it. So, what do you know? Do you know that financial abundance is your birthright and that you can have it? That whether to have it or not is a choice, like everything else. So everywhere we've made it tough and hard and difficult and painful and a big struggle. Shall we let it go now, please? Of course, you can say something.
The interesting thing about this question is that if there was not a substantial degree of financial abundance already, none of us would have even the means to be on this call.
Yes.
Whether it's the roof over our heads, whether it's the device that we're watching it on, whether it's the internet connection, whether there's so many things that have fallen in place for us to even be here, which is a damn sight more than some people can even dream of. We live in that kind of world. And sometimes, somewhere along the way, we have lost that perspective. And we have forgotten how much we already know and how much we already have.
One of the reasons why I wanted this gentleman to be here with me is because of the kind of a relationship, communion that he has with money. I promise you, I have not seen anyone like that yet. Okay? Money actually comes to him from everywhere, all the time. And there is never a question of too much money for him. And you ask him like, okay, so how much does it cost? Just a few thousands. What? and he will receive every amount that he gets, small, big, with a level of gratitude that you want to just look at him and cry. It's so beautiful. And even if he's going to the shop to buy some ordinary something, some grocery item, he will check in his wallet and ask which note wants to go out and travel all over the world. Tell them, son.
It's a little different now that most of our transactions are electronic. But if I do handle cash, I will, filter through my wallet and ask which note would like to, go out for a trip, and take that note and give it to whoever it is. And when I'm giving this person the money that I owe them, I will say, thank you for coming into my life. Please go and enrich as many lives as possible and come back to me times the. And that's even if I don't have some small change and I need to ask mom or dad or whatever for some change, even that money, for the few minutes that it's there in my hand, I will express gratitude for it. Whenever I remember, like, oh, okay, I've spent some money or something, whether it's a bank transfer or whatever electronic thing, I will just say thank you for coming into my life. And acknowledge that, okay, the money that I have spent is going to go and contribute to many other people who I may have never met before, may never meet in future. And, our paths may never cross, but somewhere there is a connection through the money and the trust that this money is worth something. And it's, when you think about it, such a deep rabbit hole to fall into when you look at things this way. And there has to be an acknowledgement of what it is that's actually going on, the gifting and receiving that's going on. When you acknowledge that, it's a completely, the way you look at money changes, the way you handle money changes.
Yes.
It's not a simple, like, oh, barter thing anymore. Not that that's any less, but the perspective changes.
The
level of
reason
gratitude for everything changes.
The reason I wanted him to talk about it, and when he says owes money, he wants to go and get some milk. Not he owes money like he borrowed from.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he's never had to, and may no one ever have to borrow. One of the reasons is because the loving energy that he is, not just for money, but also for money. The level of love with which he handles that one. That is something to watch. Yes, Seema. Yes.
So, Ma, since Vivek had said this, and you remember that last time when he was telling us in the foundation class, right? So what I did was, today I was making online transactions, and I asked my account. I said that, okay, so I'm going to send this much money. All right, I'm going to send this money. So would you want to go and bring me back more? And I got a yes. So I did it, cut, one after the other. And the joy that I felt was like next to none.
Wow.
Awesome.
That is so amazing. So, yes, sweetie. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So my name is actually Asha. It says Arundhati, that's my daughter.
Okay.
I think she's the account. So this is, financial abundance is definitely something that's been, on my mind for quite some time now. And I sometimes think of it with, even though I know, like, a lot of the wonderful things you said, I know them, as thoughts and ideas, I know them, but obviously it's not gotten deep enough to unlayer, a lot of very deep feelings about money. So, I've never been in a position actually where I've lacked money or things. You know, I've not ever experienced poverty. I've not ever experienced, you know, oh, I need something, but I don't have the money to buy that. I mean, I live a fairly simple life. I'm happy or living a fairly simple life. I'm not into a lot of, you know, fashion or gadgets or anything. But I found that there's this pattern in my life of one, not earning for myself. That's something that I really have this desire to do, where I'm, you know, so whatever I've earned, it's been a little, but so the money that's come to me has not been through my own earning. And I've put a big value on that it must be of my own earning, but it's through, let's say, my husband or my father, or somebody gives me something. My mother gifted me some money for something. And it's not that I'm very grateful to all of them, but I don't want to be using people's money anymore. I want my own. And I'm just not able to kind of, all these things are just not integrating somewhere within me.
Thank you so much for your question. It's a wonderful, wonderful question. Now, you said you were in your mind. You had thoughts and ideas and this and that and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to undertake the most hazardous journey of any lifetime. Are you willing to do that, sweetie? It requires you to move about 14 inches from your head into your heart. And a place of love, kindness, and generosity that is so huge that when you are there, things look very different. And you said, I want to make money for myself.
Yes.
Me making money will be different. Now suppose you make money. We'll not suppose, we know. You begin to make money. And Arundhati requires something. Would you say, no, this is my hard-earned money, go ask your dad? Would you say that? Or would you be, would that give you an incredible amount of joy to be able to give it to her?
Yes, absolutely.
And if she says, no, I don't want anybody's money, I want to make my own money, Mom, don't give it to me. How would you feel? Would that be okay with you?
It'd be fine.
So,
I think it's fine. I mean, depending on, I guess, the context, right? If it was something.
I don't want you to go to any reference or any context.
Okay.
I am just saying that you would be very happy to share the money you make with those you love. Yes, did I get that right?
Yes. Yes.
So the people who give you money also must be experiencing great joy in giving it to you. Would you be willing to receive it without a point of view? Now, when you say, I am happy only with the money that I make, you're tying the universe's hands and feet. Cannot give it to you any other way. Now it is coming from various people. How cool is that? I mean, ask anybody on the call, would you like to trade places with Asha? They will say yes. Asha means hope. That's your name.
Yes.
And I hope you get it. That when you're willing to receive from wherever it comes, then you're on the track to receiving from additional revenue streams, which of course could include you as well. What if you were a queen or a king in several lifetimes and are used to people giving you money? Why would you want to stop that? Why do you want to check out of that?
People are paying you money just for you to be you.
Yes.
In essence.
And that's good enough reason to receive. So everywhere that you probably, I'm not sure you have, but probably have gone into the wrongness of you for taking money from others. You're not taking, they're giving it to you, they're gifting it to you. And
Yeah.
when you receive it joyfully, you give them joy. Giving and receiving, they are not separate,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry. So I just want to point something out, okay? When we do something for someone, provide a service or make them something or whatever it is, that money that they're giving you is also technically someone else's money.
Right.
Right? It's just a question that these people are not your direct family.
Yeah.
Right? So if we look at it that way, none of the money that we have is actually our money. It's always money that's in flow. At some point, it has come to you, and from you, it's going to go somewhere else.
Right.
So if you look at it that way, the whole world is our family.
Yes. All you need to do is the hardest task you have probably ever done. That is to turn the M into a W. And instead of a me universe, you change it into a we universe, where you are as willing to receive as you are to give. And the only block probably that stops you from having a revenue stream that gives you joy to create is probably this block, that I'm not making my own money, I'm taking from others.
Also,
Would you be willing to let it go now, please?
Yes. Yes.
Lock, stock, and barrel, okay? Don't keep even a small bit of it. You know, they have this tendency to put root and grow into another tree. So root and all, take it off, give it away.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what energy, space, and consciousness can you choose to be that would allow even more money to keep coming to you from everywhere? Now you're breathing, me too. Okay? I'm grateful to be breathing on my own. Okay? Do I know which tree is giving me oxygen? Do you know which tree is giving you oxygen, but are you receiving it? We are we not? But what if we receive money like that also? From wherever it is that it is willing to come to. So all points of view about how I am taking money from others and not making my own, is it still there? Has it gone?
It's gone.
Because when it does go, you become a magnet for money.
Mm.
That's the M. The magic, the miracles, the magnetism that will bring more and more and more into your life.
That being said, if you really,
I want
really,
to
really
add
want
something here. I'm
Yes.
so thankful to Asha to bring this question out, because she literally has mirrored what I had been wanting to ask for the last 50 years. And
Exactly. I was going to say that you had your hand up. Sorry.
yeah, I had, that was exactly what I wanted to ask. And it's just opened up my head like in a completely different way altogether.
Yeah, that's why you're right next to each other.
Yeah.
on our screen.
On the screen.
Yeah. In our screen, you're like up and down.
It's amazing how some of these things just pan out, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bhagyama. Thank you so much.
So everywhere that you have said no to an opportunity to receive, would you be willing to let it all go now, please, all of us? Well, I'm only at end now. I have very little time. I'm speeding up a little bit, okay?
Okay, but before that, can I make my
Very
joke?
fast. You joke, yes, fast.
So if you really, really wanted to make your own money, you know, you just have to get some images off the internet and print it out, but you make sure no one finds out.
We'll shift, delete that conversation.
Images of what? What did he say? Images of?
No, forget it.
Don't worry about it.
Money.
He was kidding.
So what are you good at? What do you do that brings you joy? It makes you really happy to do. Asha.
What do I do that brings me joy? You know, I do a lot of different things.
See how many revenue streams you already have.
I
So
do a lot of-
whatever it is that brings you joy, when you do that, money will follow. It's just that you have not exploded because everybody keeps giving it to you anyway. So why bother? Kind of. But
Yeah.
now that can be a part of it. And then whatever makes you happy. You know, I've been working since I was 20 years old. I was a lecturer. I was teaching English literature in a college. I spent like 20 years in the academic field. And I've worked really hard, really, really hard. But it is now that I seem to be making the most amount of money I ever made without a struggle. So, you know, welcome to the realm of possibilities.
Right.
Okay. So every no that you have said to receiving, we've just cleared that. So when you clear that, you open the doors to infinite possibilities. Just close your eyes for a second. Imagine, what would it be like to be open to infinite possibilities through which you can receive and keep receiving and receiving and receiving ever increasing amounts of money from expected and unexpected sources now and in the future. And everything that doesn't allow that shall be destroyed and created, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Does that help? Does it feel nice? Yeah.
Oh, yes. It feels
Yes.
much lighter, much more peaceful.
Yes, I'm so grateful for you.
I have a check sitting in my wallet I've not deposited from somebody.
Okay.
Okay. So an acknowledgement that the universe has been already generous, and thank you, universe. And how does it get even better than this? Okay. So
Asha, we accept checks, no issues.
and may you keep getting even more and more and more and more and more checks. Okay. So everywhere that you have not acknowledged your potency to receive, to have, to create, to build an empire of financial abundance, where you have misidentified your potency and made yourself feel powerless because something did not work out the way you planned it should. Would you be willing to let it go, please? So imagine you as an individual, and not even, limited edition. You're just one of a kind. And there is nobody on the planet like you, never was, never will be, and isn't. From that space of being a miracle and unique with gifts, talents, abilities, and potencies that nobody can match, what can you create now that you have never chosen before? And everything that does not allow you to be in the question of what else is possible, shall we let it all go now, please? I'm skipping now. I'm going faster. I move from O, N, O, P to Q. So what questions are we not asking? Because we are so busy jumping to conclusions that if we were to ask questions and jump at possibilities, then we would all be like the richest people on the planet. We are actually the wealthiest people on the planet. But we would also have financial abundance that is greater. So what energy of infinite receiving can I now choose to be? That if I were to be that, would allow my financial abundance to be greater than ever before. Are you willing to ask that question, please? You have to be the energy of infinite receiving. Receive everything with gratitude. And when you do, you will have more. So everywhere that you have wondered what you should spend, what you should do, what you should not do. Why, I only spend all the money I have, so I don't have any money. Everything that is, shall we let it go now, please? Because when you are spending, you are oftentimes investing in yourself. And your investment in yourself is the greatest investment there is. So wherever it is that you have used money for yourself and looked at it as an expense instead of an investment, would you be willing to let it go now, please? right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. There was a time in my life when I used to tell people that I'm not giving you time, or my time for this amount of time, I'm going to charge you this much. The moment I allowed time to get out of the equation, money flow increased. Why? Because time is irrelevant. So you say, like, in 6 months, maybe I will have that much. And the universe wants to give it to you in the next 6 seconds. So wherever it is that you have made time relevant as far as financial abundance is concerned, shall we destroy and create all of that? Now, please. Are you willing to be that abundant now? Because your readiness and your willingness is what matters. So if you have that energy that we discussed so long, then there's one thing that you will never doubt. And that is that the universe has your back. It has always had your back, and it always will. If the universe has your back, because you have your back first, then will financial abundance even be something you have to question? Or will it be the birthright you're willing to receive always? So everywhere you doubt the universe and you doubt yourself, would you be willing to let it go now, please? Thank you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Can you say we'll be like 5 minutes? Yeah. I have a call at 9. So I'm just telling him, can you call them and say we'll be like it? So look at this. When I feel that I do not have the financial abundance that I deserve or I should have, and it's not coming to me, what energy do I go into? It begins with we. It's not fair. Why does this happen to me? It's always like that. So wherever it is that instead of being the victor that you came here to be, you choose victimhood, which sends financial abundance and everything else that is meaningful out of the window. Shall we let go of that now, please? Wherever it is that you have imagined yourself to be victimized by this reality in a way that robbed you of what should have come to you, would you be willing to let it go now, please? You cannot be victim and victor at the same time. It's putting yourself in an either or universe. So wherever it is that you don't realize who you actually are, that you have come here to show people what is possible, because you have gone into that shell of victimhood, that is when you cut off receiving money. So I spoke already to, I think, Asha, about the we universe. Sometimes when some other people make money, it's like, how come they get it all the time and I don't? And that energy is enough to put it off. So when somebody seems to be doing really well and you acknowledge them and you appreciate them for what they have achieved, and you tell the universe, I'd like something like that also, then you're giving clarity to the universe as to what it should give you. So in my universe, there is no such energy that goes by the name of competition. Nobody can compete with anybody. The only one person who can compete with you is you. So when we express that uniqueness that is in us, then the world is open to listening to what we have to say. But if we are constantly whinging and whining about things, who wants to be with us? Is that energy an invitation for anything? Forget about financial abundance. So will you be willing to say yes to financial abundance in a way that you have never said yes to it before? And everything that still doesn't allow you, some here and there itsy bitsy energies that are still stuck anywhere, shall we clear them all now, please?
Yes.
because when you have the zest for life and you have that willingness to be your healthiest best, that is when financial abundance becomes your partner and your friend. Has it helped? I hope it has. Do you have any questions? And I am
Thank you.
extremely grateful to you,
Thank
Cass, and you, Vijay, for giving me the opportunity to spend time with all of you, and I'm very grateful.
Thank you for being
Thank-
on the planet.
Thank you for this super wonderful, phenomenal call.
Such
you,
a
Ma.
We are all
joy.
abundant.
Thank you so much for such an awesome call.
Yes, and I have 20
Thank you.
questions, but we'll do those next time when you come back.
Good
The
to
energy
see you, Cass. Hi.
is
Hi, hi. Join us. Enjoy your call. Lucky them.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you all.
you.
Thank you all.
Bye. Good night.
And,
Thank you.
and I
Thank
wish
you,
for
ma'am.
you everything that you wish for yourselves, and may it come to you even before you ask for it.
Thank you.
That is my
Thank
wish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Never
you.
enough money, but always too much to spend.
Never enough, but always too much to spend. Okay, take good care
Love
of
that you
yourselves.
said that it's
Ma.
already there. It's already
Yes.
there. What does it take to choose it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
See you
So
on the other call, Ma.
yeah. So what energy, space, and consciousness can my body and I be to make real and true for me this choice? Financial abundance, if it is just a choice away, I am choosing it now, right now, and forevermore. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.